We are many. We are many more.
We are many more plus infinity times infinity no paybacks.
Hello guys and welcome to another MK Mobile character review, today featuring Master of Souls Ermac. As usual guys, please note the date when this video has been recorded because a lot of things may have changed since then, and if you're not familiar with the matrix I'm using in order to evaluate characters, you can find it on the top right corner of the screen. So without any further ado, let us put Master of Souls Ermac to the test. Master of Souls Ermac guys was one of the characters who actually launched the game in the 7th of April 2015, and he was part of the old store and his price tag was as high as 325 souls. So let us find out why. His attack is 35,532, which ranks 40th in the game and 19th highest among the gold characters. The hit points are very low as well, only 65,280, this is the 48th highest in MK Mobile and the 27th in the gold league. The toughness is 35,910, the 33rd highest in the game and the 15th highest among the gold characters, and the recovery is 41,580, which is the 23rd highest in the game and the 4th highest among all gold characters, which is impressive for a basic gold. And the power generation is just 100%. So for his stats, Master of Souls Ermac is going to get only 15.3 out of 28 possible points. Special one of Master of Souls Ermac guys is called Force Lift, and here it is what you need to know about it. First of all, the ability can be completely blocked by the opponent to the extent that if this special attack is blocked, it deals literally 0 damage, so please make sure that the enemy won't block your special 2 if you are about to use it. In addition, the ability has no buff or debuff whatsoever, it can be cast from distance, it is lethal, it consists of 2 mini hits, and it has the horizontal or vertical swipe as minigame. Another interesting thing about a special one of Ermac is that it follows perfectly after each of his combo enders, which is always great. When it comes to damage, the minimum damage of the ability is 14,833, which is the 51st highest in the game and the 21st among the gold characters. The maximum damage is 28,316, which is the 55th highest in the game and the 26th in the gold league. Once again, the special attack can be blocked by the opponent completely, it doesn't have any buff or debuff unfortunately, it can be cast from distance, it is lethal, it consists of 2 mini hits, and it has the horizontal or vertical swipe as minigame. So for his special one, Force Lift, Master of Souls Ermac is going to get the disappointing 5.8 out of 13 possible points. Special 2 of Ermac guys is called Soul Blast, and here it is what you need to know about it. First of all, like his special one, this ability can be blocked by the opponent. However, this time we have Snare as debuff, plus I'll be giving 1 extra point here because after the end of the special attack the enemy is left immobilized for a brief period of time, which is perfectly enough for you so that you can start another combo, so 1 extra point. In addition, special 2 of Ermac can be cast from distance, it is lethal, it consists of only 1 mini hit and it has the single tap rectangle as minigame. When it comes to damage, the minimum damage of the ability is 33,710, which ranks 54th highest in the game and the 22nd among the gold characters. The maximum damage is 67,421, which is the 59th highest in the game and the 25th among all gold cards. Once again, the special attack can be blocked by the opponent, it has Snare as debuff, it can be cast from distance, it is lethal, it consists of only 1 mini hit and it has the single tap rectangle as minigame. So for his special 2, Master of Souls Ermac is going to get 13.2 out of 19 possible points. The X-ray of Master of Souls Ermac guys is called We Are Many. Nothing special here, it looks exactly like any other Ermac's X-ray in the game. What you need to know about is that first, it can be cast from distance mid-range, however you need to keep in mind that at long range, usually this X-ray will fail. In addition, this special attack has one of the best buffs, and this is Shield. When it comes to damage, the damage of the ability is 82,254, which ranks 61st highest in the game and the 29th among the gold characters. Once again, the X-ray has Shield as buff and it can be cast from distance, however you have to be careful with long range attacks. So for his X-ray, Master of Souls Ermac is going to get 3.6 out of 4 possible points, and the total amount of points he gets for his special attacks adds up to 22.6 out of 36 possible. I know there will be a storm in the comment section after this part of the video, but I have to be honest after all. Honesty comes first. Now, I think that Master of Souls Ermac has very good basic attacks. First thing first, I have to admit the negatives. And the first negative is that he has very bad recovery speed, which leaves him vulnerable for counterattack. And basically this is it. It is really bad recovery speed, especially if you have cornered the enemy. If this is the case, then I would suggest just tagging out Master of Souls Ermac, because the strength, the best part of his basic attacks, lies in the fact that he is pushing away enemies when they're blocking. So if the space for pushing away is over, considering his recovery speed, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Also, you have to keep in mind that his punching speed is not really horrible. It isn't great, but it isn't horrible, something in the middle. I would even say that he ranks slightly above average there. And last but not least, both of his special attacks follow perfectly after his combo enders, his special 1 and his special 2, and that is amazing. So if I have to be completely honest, like I stated in the beginning, I am not the greatest Master of Souls Ermac player in the world, and I don't really remember the last time when I played with this character before I started doing a review. But when I was testing the basic attacks, it just dawned on me and I said to myself, oh my god, this guy has pretty good basic attacks. Where have I been all these years? He has good basic attacks, and block break is not even required. It is good to have, but it's not required. So I will giving him 7.7 out of 10 possible points. I wanted to give 8, but I said to myself, after all, he really has slow recovery speed, so 8 is going to be too much. So he's going to get 7.7 for his basic attacks. The passive of Master of Souls Ermac, guys, is called Soul Legion, and here it is what it does. I quote, Master of Souls Ermac starts with +1 bar of power for each outworld teammate. Basically this means that if you have equipped Ermac with Rad Hammer or Bloody Tomahawk or any other equipment that gives starting power, he will start the game with 3 bars of power. Actually, even if you have just Mournful Kitana in your team, this will be enough in order for Ermac to start with 3 bars of power, and this is awesome. Now, a lot of people are using his passive wrong, and when I say wrong, I wouldn't say that it's a complete waste to use it like this, but you have to keep in mind that sometimes snaring an opponent, or in other words, doing special 2 twice, can be more beneficial than doing only one X-ray, even if the X-ray has shield, which is very important because provided that the X-ray has shield, this means that the shield will be applied to all of your teammates. So in other words, you can use your passive to get the shield, and that won't be always something wrong to do, especially if you're facing annoying cards such as, for example, Assassin Jade or Relentless Jason and so on and so on, but sometimes it will be better to use his special 2 twice, because first it deals a lot of damage, and second it has snare, which is another very important debuff. So all I'm saying is, every time when you're using Master of Souls Ermac passive and you start the game with 3 bars of power, don't always go for the X-ray. You have to think first, is the X-ray the best option, or is it going to be better just to do 2 special 2s? It is totally dependable on the situation. With that said, I don't know what else I have to say here, guys. His passive is self-evident, it is self-explanatory, it is quite good, so it definitely deserves a solid 17 out of 20 possible points. The only problem is that, I mean, he starts with an X-ray, but his X-ray, if applied on diamond characters, won't be enough to finish a diamond character. And this is the main reason why I'm telling everybody, don't go always for the shield. And yeah, basically this is it. This is my only complaint about the passive. He starts low and his X-ray is not always deadly, so sometimes you can tell that it is just not good enough, but still it is great. After all, we're talking about a basic gold character. Master of Souls Ermac is going to get 17 out of 20 points for his passive. He is just an outworld character, so he gets 1 point for classes and 0 points for tagging attack. Okay guys, finally it is time to decide whether Master of Souls Ermac is a good character. First thing first, like usual, let's take a look at the bigger picture. This character has very bad stats, but after all he is a basic gold, so this is something to be expected. In addition, his special attacks are pretty great. His special one is not really the best ability in the game, but still you can find it useful in certain situations. His special 2 has very useful debuff, and his X-ray has shield, so very good special abilities, both in terms of damage for basic gold and in terms of buffs and debuffs. His basic attacks also are surprisingly good, and his passive is really decent. So in general, I would say that Master of Souls Ermac ranks in my ranking as one of the best basic gold characters, definitely in top 5, if not top 3. With that said, I also find him extremely fun to play, so I'll be giving him 3 out of my 3 subjective points. I really enjoy playing Master of Souls Ermac, and with my subjective points he's going to score 67.6, and we can label him as a very good character. On our current rankings he is 52nd, just above Aftershock Tremor and just below Warlock Quan Chi. Master of Souls Ermac, the final verdict will be very good character. Master of Souls Ermac, guys, shouldn't be your opener, like, never. For many reasons. The first thing that comes to mind is that he's type of character that, if played correctly, he should start the game, every battle, with a lot of power. And you don't want your starter to have a lot of power in many cases, because he can get easily power drained, stunned, eliminated. I mean, the options are endless. And another thing, usually you will give Devastator to your starters, and Master of Souls Ermac doesn't really use his special one that often. So all we know, he is one of the worst starters in the game. Please do not use him as opener. When it comes to the characters that he counters, I would say that he can be good against almost any character. In particular, he can be very useful against all variations of Jade, because first thing first, he can do pretty good damage to them, even though it won't be enough and they will survive. Still, you can do a lot of damage and you can wound them. But another thing you can do, especially against MK11 Jade, you can actually snare her, and that could be pretty good, right? And I would say that he's not that useful against characters that can power drain him, such as, for example, MK11 Scorpion. Only by being in the enemy team, MK11 Scorpion will make sure that you cannot start with X-Ray. Also, very unfortunate matchup should be Strike Force Cassie, because if she tags in, then you lose 1 bar of power. It doesn't matter whether you are actively fighting or not. So in general, yeah, he is kind of bad against disablers. And when it comes to the best gear set, quite honestly, I never use block breakers on Master of Souls Ermac. I don't have to. But if you don't feel comfortable playing this character without block breakers, feel free to give him anything will do, as long as it is in the weapon slot. I'm saying this because on his accessory slot, he needs to have his Soul Medallion. It is paramount. And in terms of armor, it doesn't really matter. You can give him Shao Kahn helmet, you can give him any armor that gives health. He will definitely benefit out of it. And guys, when it comes to the best teams, this is by far the best team for Master of Souls Ermac, and it includes Mournful Kitan, Master of Souls Ermac himself, and Gunslinger Ermac, one of the best teams one of the first teams that used to dominate the meta back in the time, probably 3 or 4, even 5 years ago. This team was one of the strongest teams back then. Another possible team for Master of Souls Ermac, very strong again, is Master of Souls Ermac, Mournful Kitana, and Conqueror Shao Kahn. Very useful team, very strong team. 2 of your characters start with X-rays. You have endless possibilities to finish off your opponents. So if you can build either of those teams, you'll be good to go. Okay guys, Master of Souls Ermac, what do you think of him? Do you like him? Do you dislike him? Please let me know in the comments. Once again, he scored 67.6 and we labeled him as a very good character. As usual guys, if you want to see more reviews, you can find the playlist on the top right corner of the screen. See you next time guys. Take care and stay safe.
We overwhelmed. Excellent.